So you've noticed it too. Last month, you could send a request directly to the department head. 3 days, maybe 4, you'd get a signature. Done. Now, team lead pre-review. Compliance officer counter signature. Someone called a process controller you didn't even know existed. No email explained this. No town hall, no memo. You ask your manager. They shrug. It's just how things are now, and you think, maybe my project is risky, maybe someone above me doesn't trust me, maybe the company is just tightening up. None of that is true. What you're watching is not a management upgrade. It's a liability redistribution, and the signal they never send you is this: the longer the chain, the harder it is to trace who actually decided. So let's name what's happening. You're not just watching a process change, you're the one absorbing the risk, the one who feels the pressure as decisions get delayed and responsibility gets spread. There are 3 ways people respond to this. You should know the price tag of each before you pick one. Option 1, you do nothing. You wait. You knock on more doors, you refresh the system, you tell yourself it's the same for everyone. Costs, you become someone whose name is on the form but never on the decision. Your psychological baseline shifts. Not anxiety, just a low-grade sense that you're waiting for something that never arrives. Thrives. Colleagues stop routing through you. They go to your manager directly. You become a procedural courtesy, not a node. When the next headcount review happens, people who transmit are easier to remove than people who decide. You didn't choose this, but you're paying for it anyway. Option 2, you try to fix it. You draw the flow chart. You schedule the meeting with compliance. You say, this step is redundant. We can cut approval time by 40%. Costs? You just labeled yourself doesn't understand risk sensitivity. No one says this to your face. It just appears in calibration meetings. Your proposals are politely archived. Not rejected, just never mentioned again. Compliance starts keeping distance. You become someone who needs expectation management. You spend energy optimizing a machine that was never designed for speed. You miss the fact that it was designed for exactly what it's doing. The system is not broken. You just don't like its specs. Option 3, you treat the chain as intelligence. You don't complain. You don't try to shorten it. You ask who holds the pause button, who just rubber stamps, whose signature actually means something. Costs, this path offers 0 short-term reward, no promotion, no recognition. You have to maintain a weird balance, cooperative enough but not invested. You won't be loved, you won't be hated, you'll be that person who's hard to read. You have to give up the belief that processes should be efficient. If that belief is core to your identity, this path will quietly exhaust you. So those are the 3 default scripts. Most people slide into option 1 without deciding, but not deciding is a decision. It just comes with the longest, least audited cost sheet. Here's a different way to look at it. Think of every approval node as having 2 variables. Pause authority. Can this person stop the flow alone? Traceability. Will this signature appear in an audit file 3 years from now? Plot them. Power island. High pause, low traceability. These people can block you, but no one checks why. You can route around them if you know how. Responsibility trap, low pause, high traceability. You sign, but you can't stop, and the record stays. This is where careers go to be blamed. Procedural puppet, low pause, low traceability. Pass through, don't think about it. Strategic node, high pause, high traceability. This is where real decisions happen. If you can build credibility here, it's an asset. Most people treat every signature with the same reverence. That's exactly what the system wants. Don't distribute your attention evenly. Distribute it by topology. But what happens when the chain gets longer? Will your decisions still matter, or will you become just another name on the list? Now, the part no one says out loud. 2,300 years ago, a philosopher watched organizations do this same thing. Crisis arrives. The center quietly pulls approval authority back up. Review nodes multiply. No announcement, just more steps. He didn't call it bureaucracy. He called it authority not shared, responsibility sinks. Every new signature isn't there to make the decision better. It's there so when the decision fails, the traces lead to 10 people, and therefore to no one. The tools have changed. SAP, ServiceNow, DocuSign, the topology hasn't. So if you stop seeing yourself as a process participant and start seeing yourself as a risk configuration analyst, your job changes. You no longer ask, why is this so slow? You ask, whose liability is this node designed to absorb? That shift changes everything. 3 things you can actually do, not steps, directions. 1, find the responsibility islands. Look for nodes with high traceability but no documented rationale. If a project fails and that signature is pulled out but no one can explain what was reviewed, that's not a process gap. That's a pre-dug grave. Your move, next time you pass through it, notice, is this person reading the content or confirming the format? One is power, the other is theater. 2, separate insulation from decision. Some approval nodes exist so judgment doesn't land on exposed people. You know them, multiple signers, no one changes anything. Longest lead time, shortest comment field. Position in the middle of the org chart, but accountability stops at the exec level. You don't resist these nodes, but you don't attach your professional self-worth to them either. 3, build one decision credibility anchor. In a defensive cycle, asking for more signing authority gets you flagged, but you can make yourself professionally non-bypassable, not powerful, just someone whose judgment others want on the record. One sentence in every approval box that only needs a tick, not to change the outcome, to build a trace of your own reasoning, separate from the system's insulation layer. That trace doesn't help you today. It helps the version of you 2 years from now who needs to prove they were never just a rubber stamp. None of this makes the chain shorter. None of this makes you safer. Clarity isn't protection. It's just the qualification to choose your price point. But next time the chain extends again, and it will, you won't be confused. You'll look at the topology. You'll ask, is this retrieval or expansion, decision aid or tripwire? Next time, when the chain extends, you'll already have a plan. But will you be ready when the next chain snaps? And you'll place yourself where the cost is one you've already decided to carry. There's something else you've probably noticed. When approval chains get longer, your personal discretion gets smaller. Budgets you once signed off now require manager review. Resources you once reallocated now need cross-functional consensus. Gray zones you once interpreted are now covered by an interim policy that leaves zero room. These aren't separate changes. They're the same retraction mechanism visible on 2 different dashboards. Next time, L3-52. Why personal space rapidly contracts, and how to tell whether you're outside the blast radius or already inside the buffer zone.